My name is Blake Stella. I came to Moonridge to look for answers about my past. I remember a war, I remember working in the city, but then nothing. Here, I opened the Raven Haven, a small saloon meant to help me meet people and gather information. I possess a power that I've had from birth. I call it Endless Nameless. It allows me to take people's souls and resurrect them from the dead, although they lose their memories. This is the story of how a group of outlaws who call themselves the Boys came into contact with me and how they waged war on Henry Blanks, the man who owned Moonridge. The Boys were Dale Dixon, a young doctor, quiet, rather nice, but I knew nothing about him. Damien Jansen, also known as Slick Red, a young, cunning guy who rapidly came out as the leader, especially since he was a guide. Butcher, a cynical, overly blunt, and sometimes aggressive man about my age, supposedly accused of killing some sheriff's family, but keeps on saying he was innocent. Now he roams the land, trying to survive. And Arthur Callahan, also known as High Noon Kill. Calm, quiet, determined. I didn't know his story, but there was always something wrong with him. Later, they were joined by Danny Redstone, also known as Bloodstone. He had lost his father on his way to Moonridge and had been looking for him ever since. He was efficient and straight to the point. And Louis Reichenberg, a real nice kid, a hunter who refused to hunt people. I really liked him. The original gang had been given the task to abduct me, but instead, we worked together to find a stone mask for Henry Blanks. Nothing much came of it, other than a mutual trust that started building between the Haven and the Boys. I decided it was better to try and earn the trust of outlaws than act aggressive towards people who might have information that I seek. Everything changed when Blanks started hiring them, putting them against each other, giving them mission, and then turning them into outlaws. They wanted revenge, and Blanks needed to hire new men. So he tried to hire me, the priest, Bloodstone, and Reichenberg, who were supposed to protect the camp. I thought the endeavor was suspicious at best and refused. But an old man came to the Haven, warning me about a conflict that was going to happen to the camp, and so I went. Once there, Blanks introduced us to the mines, a prison made to enslave those who had gone against the law. Thankfully, all of us were against it. But Blanks warns us we were being watched. I go to see the bandits, and it was Butcher, Dane, and High Noon Kill. I warned them of Henry's plans and went back to the camp. There, I bonded with Bloodstone. It turns out Blanks had hired him to abduct me again, but decided against it. We were all moral people. As I tried to tell him not to go against the bandits, the Boys attacked us, but let me live. So I saved everyone and went back to Butcher's camp where the old man was again. I shook his hand and he took away my Endless Nameless, or as he said, he put it to sleep. I didn't like losing what I believed is part of my soul. I threatened the old man for him to give it back, but he didn't. So I went to the church and I prayed, and in return, the Lord sent me a message. He gave me back my power. I was clearly here for a reason, not just to find out my past, but as a messenger of God. Going back to the Haven, the Boys had all gathered up, ready to attack the camp and find Blanks. Although I didn't want to go against the law, I decided to follow them to try and help anyone I could on the way. Besides, they definitely needed a rational mind. At the camp, a battle waged, and the Boys came out victorious. Ultimately, we were attacked by a lone ranger, whom we defeated and captured. I took him with me to talk to him, but my power became out of control. I don't know why, and the boy died. So I took his soul and resurrected him. He had lost his memory, but at least now all he wanted was to live a peaceful life. I encouraged him to take that path. Unsuccessful at finding Blanks, we receive a message from a man named John Timber. Tells us to meet him in Boxshall. We head there and meet with the man himself. He wishes to turn Moonridge into a place called Sunridge. Metaphor aside, he really just wants to bring actual democracy to Moonridge, something I'm all for. And unlike the Boys, he wants to do it peacefully. But the Boys aren't swayed by this idea, and instead of waiting, they decide it is time. They are going to shoot up the town and force Blanks out of hiding. I stay in Boxshall. I refuse to be part of this, and I tell him, try to avoid civilians. And that is when two strange men come along, telling me they know exactly where Blanks is. I don't trust them, but we rush to Moonridge before the sun sets and the new moon rises. New moons can be a bad omen, and I wasn't feeling good about any of this. Somehow I just knew what was about to unfold would change the fate of the Boys forever.